Hi, I think I'm live. Is it 8? It is exactly 8. And just to start the night off, I'm having a gin. So I'm Annette of, I have this site, Annette Falconer, Independent Demonstrator with Stampin'-Up. I also have my club that I use, my group for the girls, that is Nettie's Card Making with Stampin'-Up. Most of the business stuff is done through this one. To use my shop is Annette Falconer Stampin'-Up.net, and that takes you to buy product if you want. It's no thing. But each month it has a new host code, and if you use this host code and send me a message via email or Facebook Messenger, I'll send you a card of thanks. So as of 2 weeks ago, we were allowed to pre-order for our new catalogue. Our old catalogue is signing out. It has turned almost 2 and they replaced it. So it goes from May 22 to May 23. Due to this, they have what they call a last chance sale, and so some of the product is on sale for 20 to 60% off for the most of it. And what you do is just go to my site and look up the last chance. So all what they call as the DSP is what we use to make things, and I'm going to show you a card of this tonight. So this was $32 for a 12 by 12, and there's, I think there's 30 pages in there.
Working well.
And so they're all different. As you can see with this one, I've been cutting out pieces. So it's got a whole lot of pages, but this won't come back. The stamps are staying. I don't know, I've only been stamping up a short time. The stamps are staying, but the DSP leaves. So I think it's, for me it's weird. But I bought a couple of packs. I didn't really like this as the stamp, but I like using the DSP because you can cut out all these little critters and use them. And then one of my most favourite things is the motorbikes, and Legendary Ride, this is called, and it's got all this different DSP. I've made cards with my ladies in the class where we colour a bit of this, and there's the roses. I've done a beautiful, where is it? Oh, I can't find it, card. I did these last night using it, using this one's the DSP, and it's a bit probably busy with that underneath it. And this is just a little card, and it's a flip card. So it basically sits down flat when you've got it in your envelope, and then it stands up, and it's there. You say happy birthday on the back. I'll put it like that so you can get a sort of look how it stands out. But this is just using DSP. I also did it in the other DSP that is leaving as well. It's really sad. These are the men's ones, and this one is, it's cars, it's ties, it's the butcher's shop. It's got all of this amazing DSP, and then they have these packs that have got, like, you can pop these out and just use a car on top if you want or something. And that also is going on sale. So I made one out of the card there. So you're awesome. The metal plate is staying in. The is a folder, an embossing folder to buy. That's staying. And the stamps and the stamps and the dies to both are staying. So they make an awesome motorbike when they are on. So He's the Man, which is that one, was $27 for the DSP, and it's now $18.90. And the Ready to Ride, which I think's worth it with all the men, was $27, now $16.20. This is only on till the end of the month, and if you go online, you'll see the last chance. So that's what I did with it last night to show you. 2 quick cards, and I don't want to waste any more time. It's not about selling. It's just I know that they make the most amazing men's cards, and off goes our sales. And you know, there's a lot of this stuff that's leaving. We're not allowed to show you the new catalogue, what's in it, by opening the new catalogue. See, my beautiful cottage roses are going, the butterflies are going, the cup of teas, I think they're going. I thought someone said it was staying, but they've got these envelopes in there, and they're only $7 on the last chance. So there's some bargains there, but it is up to you whether you like carding or not. So in the new colours, they have what they call the new colours for oh goodness gracious, if my brain worked properly I'd be fine, so sorry. So they have what was last year was our new the in colours. So last year the in colours were the ones used here. So all of these were the in colours. They do stay again, but the new in colours are these. And with these come a ink pad. So that's Pebbled Path. That's Wild Wheat. It looks like mustard. Copper Clay, which I kind of like, and Boho Blue. This one's Mauve, which I'm using tonight in my card. So the cardstock, the thing about Stampin' Up, you can match your cardstock with your stamping. I love the Boho Blue. Isn't that just delightful? Catherine's got the the embossing machine with it. Cut and emboss machine in the Boho Blue. I wanted to get one, but I already had two, so I didn't really need it. So tonight's card is this. So if you can see from there, it's called a bay window. Now I saw this made by Lynn Dunn, and she had all her instructions and everything written out. So I took them down. I just used mine. So I've used the Wild Wheat, and I've used the Moody Mauve to do mine. And sometimes it stamps darker, and it's just how it is. So let's get moving and have a look how we've done this. So what happens is to post it, so when you get it, they stand it up like that on the mantelpiece. But to post it, you just take it out and lay it flat. Isn't that lovely? Okay. Let's just put that there. You can have a wee look at it while we're doing it. Alright, I'm going to put the blue away. Ooh. I sealed it up. Probably I had my little granddaughter today, and she did come into my craft room, and she started unpacking my cottons. So I didn't have her in here long. So with the envelope, I've just stamped it to make it just a little different, a wee bit on there, and a wee splotch. Everything's normal if it's like us. And so let's get going. Okay, so I've got everything ready to save us the hassle. So the card is 11 inches by 4 and an eighth, 4 and an eighth, and it is scored at 5.5, and then it's got all these other scores here. So when you go along your score line, okay, so there's 3/4 of an inch is the first score, and oh, sorry, I should tell you straight away. You start with a 3/4 of an inch score here, a 4 inch, 3 1/4, sorry, a 2-inch score, then a 3 1/2 inch, the bigger one, and then a 4 3/4. Well, it's going that way, I apologise, and then 5 1/2. I just think, and now we're going to fold them back on each other to make our lines. So to make our valleys, look at our bone folder. So we score back, and then we're going to go forward and forward and back. Okay, so that gives us, as you can see, it's a window. Alright, now we have a 5 1/4 by 4 inches is going inside, and I think I've got that a little bit out because I'm going to take a little bit off that. So yes, I did go over 4, should be just under 4. Don't know what I was thinking, so sorry. But that's our cutting machine, and it's got everything. So when I score, you just put it through, and you just got to make sure that is the cutting blade, put it down, and that is the scoring. So there's the 1/4 inch, and then you go up, you score, and that gives you all your folds. It's really good because it comes out and it becomes right at 17 inches, so you can do anything on it. Okay, so I'm going to put my chair in, sorry guys. Right, so that's our facing. So this will be going in here. Okay, in my one I've put some stamping, and so we'll do that in a minute, so I'll leave that a second. Right, so these are our pieces, they're all cut out ready. Alright, so our first piece is, where's the other small one? Here it is. This is 1/2 inch by 4, and we need 2. So when you put your glue on, don't use too much, just if you hold, so as I said, it's 1/2 inch by 4, and there's 2 of them, so you just try and do a little bit squizzy, don't let it come out the edges. It's easier to hold, I find it easier to hold in my hand. So that's going to go on the first score, a little bit showing it everywhere, and then on the last one. Okay, and make sure you got your flowers up the right way. Always be like me and not do them up the right way. Oh hi Rosalind, how are you? So in the middle I'm putting, even though I've got this, I kind of cover it up a lot, but you can do what you like with it really. And this is 1 1/4 by 4 inches. Now you don't have to write these down now because you can always watch the replay and do it later. Oh, goodness gracious, I think I do need a new glue. I know there's more in it, and I just poured some over, and I've got, whip that off, and with my silicone mat. Okay, alright, so next we're going to put our 2 pieces of the mauve, and that's 1 inch by 4, and 2 of them again. It's quite simple when you're not sort of cutting it all out and it's all ready for you, I know, but it's quite fun. If I cut it all out in front of you, it'd take forever and you'd never get to, you get bored with me. I'd drive you insane. Oh, I took my bandage off my finger. I had my stitches out on a couple of days, 2 or 3 days ago, and they said keep it dry, so I did. And I went to take it off completely today, and the little flap of skin was coming off. So I'm going to have to go and get some steri strips tomorrow. Now this little piece is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. No, 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 times 2. And what's going to happen once we get our white done, it goes up here and it makes that little lip. See how can you see that that's like 2 pieces there? See how there you can see the dimensions there? So what we're going to do is we'll stamp first, and then we'll get the middle done, and we'll do our envelope at the same time so we don't get anything messed up. And I got a really nice new, what's this one? Wishing you the brightest birthday is one of the sayings, and on the inside, your friendship means everything. So this is the Cheerful Daisies, and it has the dies that I've used. I've already cut them out to save wasting time, but they are stunning, and you can use them on top of each other, and you can cut that whole lot out and then cut that out and put them on top. I brought the whole suite. I know I'm naughty. My husband, he's alright, he said I could. I had a bit of money. I'd sold some of my old stamp sets because I wanted to get ready for them. So what I'm going to do is just grab a ink pad, a couple of stamps, and I'm going to do it because I used the Moody Mauve, and I used Blackberry Bliss as well when I was stamping. So I did my outside stamping in Blackberry Bliss because it's much darker and it shows through better. So on our front, these go pink after you've used them, especially with red dye colours. So even if you've cleaned them, they're still pink. See that? Now that's going to be stamped on here and cut out. Okay, what's that? Move that. Okay, and next I will do where is it? What was the inside? Yes, the little one. Where is it? Here it is. It's so tiny, and it's pink, so I couldn't see it. So, and remembering that it's got to go this way. And I stamped a couple of little flowers in, you see how here, and I did them on the envelope as well. I might just leave that envelope in. There's nothing, that's the envelope. Clean that. Oh, funny day today. Sun was out in the afternoon. I had my little granddaughter, because they're leaving. I'm so upset they're leaving. So now I stamped these in the Moody Mauve. The Americans call it something else, but I can't. We say mauve, I think. Well, in New Zealand I did. I don't know if you do in Australia. So they look quite dark when they stamp out this, but it does seem to go a bit lighter. That's what I noticed anyway. I'm just going to put a couple on the side on the envelope there. And clean. I'm reaching to the side because I'm cleaning my blocks as I go, because I don't want to lose them. Okay, so that's the envelope stamped. Just put that out of the road so we don't get any ink on it. And the inside is now done. But what I'm going to do is get a little bit of the Rich Razzleberry pen. just do a little centre in them. And I'll do my envelope at the same time, just to give it a contrast. It's got a little stamp, but I nearly yanked my finger. There you go. So that looks cute. So now they're done. Put them away. Just going to bring that inside. Okay. I'll check your fingers because you get ink. Sometimes it's really messy. Okay, now I'm going to pop the ink away before I do. Alright, so with the two little strips down here, see, I did put a little bit of ink on that one, but that's mine. So again, we take these ones. Not get that too messy there, had I? And from one side of the card to the other, and I like it over a little bit. I like to go a little bit over when it's on the front of a card, because you can always, you know, you can't put it back on if you take it off, but you can add. Who's taking my little bin? Oh, someone's moved my little bin up here. Give me one sec. I do have a son that's quite arty, so he might have been in here and sneaked it on me, because that can happen. So yeah, okay, so we've got one down. Now what I want to do with the next one is I'm going to put a strip to make it stand up more. I thought I put it in the bucket. Might not have. Anyway, here we are. So on the side of your dimensionals, you always have plenty of this leftover piece, see? And we cut it down and use it. So I'm just putting that there, and then I'll get another piece, just a little bit there. Just it's not as big, okay? And that's going to lift it up to give it a bit of a lip to sit on. Oh, that's better. I've got my bin. And that's going to go on top of there. Hold on. Alright, now you can see how thick that looks, but the reason being is to allow it. Oh, here's my little rubber. Got a bit of glue there. So you've got to be careful when you're working with the glue. I haven't a mat there. I'll put some on. I might just make sure I keep that underneath it. So what happens is that just sits under here. It looks fussy, but it's not, right? So while I'm getting the flowers ready, what I'm going to do, oh my goodness, come on babes, do it properly. Okay, can you see that? That's our what did I say it was called? Oh my goodness. It's a bay window. Ooh, Isn't it nice? I used to have a bay window in New Zealand in one of the flats I rented. I used to like sitting there. So what I'm going to do, you've got to put something on it to hold it down. So I'm just going to stick that on, give it time to learn how to train itself in. And it's still doing it. It doesn't want to play. Oh look, I'll do it later, because you can see with the other one I had something leaning on it, so that's staying there. Alright, so here's my flowers I cut out. So I did them on my embossing machine. I've cut them out. I did have the tag already made. Now I have to restamp that. Bother. Okay, 2 seconds, ladies. Hopefully it don't take too long to just get one card done. Sorry about that. Anyway, here's what it is. Okay. I'll turn it around this way so I can see it. So just want to get right smack in the middle. You get to see my hair because I have to lean over. That's it. Beautiful. So I can put that one away for later and cut it out later. Right, I think that's almost stamping. I'll shut the ink pad. Right, so I've used dimensionals again on here. Move all my stuff around and get my picky tool. It's not the name, it's a picking tool, but I just call it a picky because it's fine by me. And I did my flowers, as you can see there. So with this one, I need to make sure that my dots are in the middle. So you have a look to where you're going. And so I want that down a bit low, and that there, and we're going to have the saying. So it does block out the other one. So on this one I'm going to put just in the middle, because I don't want it to lift up just on that piece, because when you pick it up you'll see it. So okay, do that like that. And then this one, I wonder why the back looked a bit white. I was thinking, oh my god, I'm a bit embarrassed then. But there it is, it's better on this side. And it's good to show your flaws. I'm not perfect, but I've got to say, I do love this. I love it so much. It's, you know, you're not washing, ironing, cooking and cleaning every minute. You can be making something. I'm going to do that there. Now with this was one flower on its own, and you can, you know, use the whole thing underneath and have it coming out, but I like cut it up. And I put a piece in here, so all I had to do was put a little bit of glue on the ends here, and on the back, just a tiny bit. Sorry, I was holding that up and doing it. Okay, and I'm going to slip it under here. Okay, and now that will pick up when that's on there. Doesn't that look just pretty sticking out from there? And then I did the other one up the top. Whoops, a lot of glue there. You don't need a lot, because you just don't want it to get that it goes outside where you're putting it. So, and it doesn't matter about there, seeing it, because it's all going to be put down. Okay, look at that. Isn't that lovely? Now, our little saying. I might have to move this guy down a little bit. There you go. You can adjust, and I'm going to put the, just because I can't see, I'm going to put the dots inside here, so you grab them, so it grabs it rather than trying to force it in. Okay, and I'm just going to do that there. Okay, so you can pull up if you wanted to see that leaf above it, see, and then just leave the rest under. But it looks, doesn't that look cute? So, and then I got a bit of branches, leaves, that I cut out of a die machine, and I'm going to do a little bit more glue on this one. I'm just going to get this, see the sprigs, because they're going to go underneath the smaller bottom ones, and that's going to slide in under there, and that will clip to there. See how it'll get to that leaf. So again, when it goes into the envelope, that's what it'll look like. So it's even starting to come to the party with its fold now. Alright, I better get moving, and we'll just do another one down the other side. I'm just going to lift that up and over there. How's that? And then see, they had these too, so you could just put them around the back of the flower if you want and have a really nice, or put them on. So that looks quite nice on, doesn't it? But I'm not doing that because it wasn't my idea to do that. So I hope you enjoyed that card. I did, because I love it. It's just, I thought it was a stunning card. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. Okay, so I'll put that over there. And that's called the Cheerful Daisies Stampin' Set, and that's the different DSPs and cardstock you can get with it. So I'm just going to dump that on the floor. Clean up a little bit. Always tell girls at class, clean up, clean up. I don't tell them to drink gin. That's for when we do a night class. Oh, what happened then? Did I do something wrong? Oh, sorry guys, I must have, I'll just get rid of that. Oh, I had a monster on the screen. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that, again, that's the stamp set I use, the Cheerful Daisy. So that doesn't come out until May to the customers. So, alright, number 2. This again is a set that's going away. I'm going to put these stamps out of the road so I don't get a mess. So again, this is going. So this is the card I've done for Mother's Day. My husband's mother's Dutch, and she likes a bit of that. And so I just thought I'd do it today because I like it. So this is on the last chance list. The flowering tulips was $42, now $16.40. The tulip dies was $61, now $24. $40.80 to get the stamps and the dies. That is a bargain. I paid full price. So it's really sad, but you know, it is what it is. I only started last year, so I had to buy a few things, and because I made some cards, you know, my mother-in-law's Dutch, and her cousin in Holland, in Apeldoorn. We went to Source, so they were really nice. So with this I'm using Daffodil Delight, Mossy Meadow and Basic Grey, and let's get on with it. So again, I've done everything out ready. Whoop, I've lost my little sending. This came from the set I've got called Sending Smiles. So I used that to cut the sending out. So this is our envelope. I didn't even put anything on that. Yes, I did. I did do a daffodil. I mean a tulip. God, I don't even know what I'm saying there. No, I need to drink more. So I've cut all these out ready, so that we don't have to go through. I find it very boring to watch too much of that all the time. So there's the tulip field, and that we're going to put on the envelope. So this is the one we've made, and in there, love you so much, and happy Mother's Day. Oh, so nice. So this one is called a portrait, so it's a standing up one. So okay, so we've got to do it like this, not the landscape we just did. And so in there we're having this along the bottom. Now see, you've got to poke out. When you die cut them, they sometimes have little pieces in them, so you've got to just pull that out. Okay. I'm just going to run a little bit of glue along the bottom, and in the thicker bits, just a little bit. I don't want it too much. I don't want to. Okay. Right. And a daffodil we're going to stamp. Love you so much. It's a nice cursive write. I think it's cursive writing. It looks like cursive to me. And with the ink, you just tap it. If you rock, you'll get it all over the place and over your block. So just tap it. Isn't that lovely? That's funny. You get to, there's some stamp sets I've brought and I thought, why did I buy them? And then as I've got more used to it, I like them. And then some I just love, only because they look nice when they're made. So I'm just going to cut that. So that's an easy way to do a card inside. I'll just put that aside and let it dry a bit. Now, in the front, we've got a piece of grey. Where's my black ruler? Here it is. Okay, the grey is 3 1/8 by 4. 4 7/8. So the inside is just down from that, so that's 4 by 2 7/8. My husband put the chart up on the wall. I'm not very good at my maths. So having two 14-year-olds is really, really hard on me for maths. I can make them sit at the table and tell them to work, but as far as understanding any of it, I'm just no good at all. So we've put the grey and the white together. Oh, I've got another inside piece there. I must have got smart. So, our cardstock this time is 5.5 here by 8 1/4, and then we're going to, it will be 4 1/8. So I can get that. And my bone folder over here, and you just give it a crisp edge, and that keeps it folded nicely. And I know why I've got my extra white. That is going on there, and what we're going to do to that is a little bit of stamping. This is really cute. See, you probably thought that was DSP, but it's stamps. So I must get my envelope ready because we've got a little daffodil on that at the same time. And we're going to do in yellow, Daffodil Delight, we're going to do 2 different stamps around the outside. Not that you can see them, I might just stick to one. You can't really see the second one anyway. And so what I'm doing is just going around and you don't need to do the inside. As you'll have guessed, you're going to be covering it. We're making our own DSP. Cheap as chips, girls. Cheap as chips. I have to keep cleaning up because I've only got a little desk in here. My desk is quite narrow. It looks big there, doesn't it? Okay, so that's our DSP, and that's our homemade DSP, and we're going to attach that to our card. And of course the cardstock is Daffodil Delight, along with the glue and the ink, not the glue, the cardstock, the ink is all Daffodil glue. And what I'm going to do is, this is going to go on the side, okay. We don't need dimensionals because it's got enough height. I've done it that way, haven't I? Okay. And now with these flowers, see there's our sending. While I've got the glue out, I might just put the little backing on the back to help pick it up a bit. There's my glue mat. This just gives it a bit of height. You can just see a little bit of yellow through it if you put it there. So I'll just give that a minute to dry. And with these, I'm just going to get a dauber, and we're going to put, because these, I'll show you how these do. So these are all cut out with the dies, and you fold them, and that becomes one like this with, where is it? Oh, it's another one, and that's another one. I think it's that one goes in there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, we're going to just get the ink, because even though it's Daffodil Delight, we're just going to get the ink, and we're just going to give it a bit of a darker. See how that just darkens it up? Okay, and this one, you fold over, that goes like that, and he has, oh, actually I think that one's to there. Yes, I got that wrong. Okay, and just a little smudges on the side to bring him up. And then this one, This makes it look a bit nicer. Now there's 3 more innards here. I'm trying to work out which way they go. Right. Okay, so we'll pop a little glue on the back of that. It's a lot of glue there. It's a big one. Now I have to pop a little there and a little on that. See that on the back there? Okay. Ooh, it's a bit of squirt. Where's my wipes? Going to take a little bit of that out. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is just have to put a block on that to hold it down while it dries. And then this guy, he's going to go like that. So a little, just a touch there. And seems fiddly, but it's not. It's okay. But that's why I didn't. If you sat there and watched me cut it all out, you'd die. You'd just die. It's so monotonous and long. When I prepare the card, it's, you know, you're sort of working a bit of time to get it all done. But it's nice to share it, I think. Okay, so we've got our 3 of our things there. Now, with our leaves, okay, so we've got to be prepared because our Mother's Day goes along here. So we want to make sure that we get it the right way and the right height, because we have to get sending along there. And one day I did it a bit wrong. Okay, so we've got, I don't think I did them as high. I'm going to take a little bit off there. My fingers are getting sticky. Oh, hello, Michael. Okay, they're very thin, these sticks. Right. You can get this adhesive paper, but I thought I got it, but I don't know where I put it, so I don't have it today. Coming together. There you go. I'm just going to wipe my fingers because it's really sticky. Okay. So we've got 2 cut out leaves. See, they've got little indentations on the sides. So I'm going to put one going up over there. No, I'm not. It's coming with my sticky fingers. I just washed them. Okay. And now our daffodils. Tulips. I think I'm getting a bit... Okay. There's one. There's my little baby. Isn't she gorgeous? This tiny little bunny one. Maybe if I turn her up the right... Oh no, she's the right way. She's not. last but not least, is the big one. Okay, and with sending, I just glued that between the N and the N, and then put a dimensional on the back of there. So that lifts that up. Because it's already lifted here, if you add dimensionals underneath the writing, it will be bumpy and lumpy. So you've got to be a bit more particular. So just one on the end and on the other end, and then a little glue in the middle of the ends. There you go. Isn't that lovely? And we've got sending love and big hugs. I might put that up there because I've done my flowers a bit smaller down. Does that look alright? Or it might stick to where I had it on mine. I think I prefer it there. I'll just hold it for a sec. And happy Mother's Day along the bottom. And I like to do it across the leaves so they look neater at the bottom. And there you go. Don't know why we have a flower left over. Oh, I know, it belongs in there. A little bit more dauber on there. A little glue on his bum and I'll just slip him in. That looks better, doesn't it? Ooh. Make sure there's no glue down there. Just open that up. Oh, I put everything away so I don't glue everything and then I get here. It's funny because they call those things daubers. I'll just say it's a dauber because I daub it. I'm a Kiwi. So I hope you like that. And the envelope is just, I put a thing on there. I won't do that now because I've got one card to show and I don't want to use up any more time on here. But aren't they just lovely? Okay, leave that over there. You can spy it from the other side. Let me clean up a little bit here if you don't mind. Oh my goodness, my ice is melting. Oh, I know, it's a lovely big glass, that one. I've only got 2 of them left. So I used Mossy Meadow and the basic grey, and the Daffodil Delight. Right, number 3. Oh my goodness. And this is using the DSP, the Plays of the Rain that I told you. Oh, there's the strips I was going to use as well. They're in this one. Okay, so this one is using the Tea Boutique envelopes and cards that are on sale. They're $7 from $15.95, and you get about 9 or 10, might be 9 cards or something with it. So, unfortunately, I can't work it out. I thought it said they weren't on sale. And then I looked up in the new catalogue and I didn't see them, but I thought I'm obviously very new to some of this, and maybe I'll get better, maybe I won't, you know, maybe I'm just busy, you know. They aren't perfect. But, oh look, here's the full pack, I can tell you. Tea Boutique, and it does not say how many are in it. How's that? But there's a lot. There's 4, 8. So there's 5 in colours from last year. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's, I think, 4 of each. So 4, 8. Yeah, there's 20 of them. So, and they come in all the in colours that we talked about that have now gone. And they're on the, I will have a look if we have a minute on the last charts and see if I can see them. The smiles. Cup of tea. Oh, it's only 10% off. The stamp set's $36.90 and the envelopes are only $7, 60% off. That's so cool. And I think that the dies will be on sale, but they won't be a big, if that's not, the stamps aren't cheap, they're not. So they've obviously definitely gone, so there you go. Okay. So this one is, got some little bits in there. And I think there's more. Lots of little bits in there, look at that. Oh, where's my original? Oh, no. Tea Boutique, where did you go? Oh, I think I must have pulled him out to show someone. Why have I put him away? Where did I put him? Anyway, let's just make it because I know what I'm doing. Ha ha. So this card is the 5.5 by 8 1/4. I scored it 4 1/8. So what I'm going to do is fold this here into that mark, and then I'm going to use my bone folder and score it down. So this is a fun fold as well. And there's some sticky sitting there. Okay, so this also is going to be like the other one, a fun fold, but it's going to be a standing tall one, but not a window like the other one, just a bit different. So I've picked some hard cards for you, haven't I? So on this we've got the DSP that comes with this, and I've cut these out at 1.5 inches by 5 1/4, because the card's 5 1/2. So you always go like a quarter, or if you want a really little border, you go an 1/8, and it makes it smaller. So in the middle of this, we're going to put one set of teapots. It's funny, all the nursery rhymes that we used to sing with the kids, they don't sing them anymore. I'm a little teapot, they don't do that. Maybe it's because you shorten the fat or something, I don't know. But they definitely don't do what we used to do. Now, I'm going to put these little mechanisms on. I'm going to just move that over a little bit there, because we're going to show you something in a minute. So this little mechanism was this big. So it's 1 1/4 inch folded in half. So I'm going to glue only the back at the moment, and I'm going to stick it right smack in the middle. Just hold it for a second, get the other one, do the same. Okay, I'm going to stick that, connecting it there. Going to put a glue, where's my wipe? Going to put a glue block on it and just pop it over there for a minute while we do some work. I don't know how my glass got in my hand. Maybe I'm going too long. Maybe I should only stick to 2 cards. So I've got from the florets, I cut out the floret thing, and I have, amongst all these things, I can't say, my fingers are really sticky. I don't know why. I hope you're enjoying them, Rosalind. You may have gone away. I might be getting a bit boring. I'm sorry about that. So we've got, I've cut out of the teacups, I've cut out the flowers, the leaves. So that's in the stamp set. And then I've cut out the teacup. Now, die cut that. So I had to stamp the leaves first here. And then with the teacup, I die cut the base of it. And then I cut the top. And this is one of the end colours. That's why I wanted to do it, because it's really, they are staying, but they are really, they're the tea, as you've seen, the stamp set and that are going, and the DSP are going. So sorry, they're all going, but and the envelopes. So you've only got 2 weeks to get them if you want them. So isn't that lovely? It cuts out the teacups. So I stamped the little lemon, lime. I made it a lime. I'll show you what I'm going to cut it up there. Only glue there. Right, where it splits, I'm just going to put the lemon over the side. Now these tools here have got a putty on the end, so when I want to pick up my flowers, I do this, put a dot. This glue, because it's new, I just opened it, I put one flower there. I'll just try and get a smudging on that and that. We're off for a few days, and my boys, when they come home, they've got, one of them's got school camp, so I've already made him pack his bag, because I says, don't want to come home, because we're coming home and we've sort of got to go back to school on the day he goes to camp. So it could be a bit of a fight if we haven't got everything we need. My oldest son is in the army, and so he's bought him his pack, his army backpack, and it's got a thing on the hood that you put the drink into you, and he's also got him some stores. So he'll be going off to camp being the army boy. I think it's quite funny, and he loves the army. They both love the uncles that are in the army, and this one that's going first, he wants to be in the army as well. Now, I have a little tea tag made here. See this little tea tag? So I'm going to put a stamp on the back, and if you put your string into that as well, I am going to feed my string inside the cup. Okay, see that? So now, I don't know if I can just give him a little bit of glue under there. And just push that back in. So it looks like he's having a cup of tea. How's that? I'm easily amused, aren't I? Alright. I would like to know where I put that other one. So with the mechanism, so see how the card goes like that? That's how it stays up. You won't see any of that on there. Now, if I'm very careful, I put just a bit of glue there, and you know what? This glue thing's so big. I am going to get my thing and just take a little bit out, because I'm a bit scared it's going to go everywhere. So with my cup, I'm going to put it right smack in the middle, and I'm going to put a block on that again and put it away. And I just give me one second. Where? This is rather funny. But I'll show you in this one too, because when I finished that, I looked at that rain paper that's going away as well, and I made another two, but I made them long ones. And that's just cutting out the paper and putting that. There's the mechanism you can see I've done there. And there's another build-up. So that's just a landscape instead of the horizontal that we're working on now. And I just think that's using up the DSP. And then what I do is I like to cut out a little turtle there, and on the inside I put a little turtle. But it's just using the DSP, because again, that's like 21, or that one might be the $16 one. So I did that one, and then I did ding-a-ling-a-ling, what did the fox say? I'm gonna get you, rabbit. And that's again standing up. It's not the same as the last one. And look at that little bunny. And so I've done those two. So that's why we'll get this one finished, and you'll see how cool this is. Now let me get an inside mat. Okay, that should be down now. See how that stands up now? It's got its mechanism. So you can see it standing up. You've got teapots in the back, cup of tea in the front. And I've got a little saying here, which I'm just going to take down a little bit more. And I'm going to, I've got a saying for this. It's a flag? I don't know. This is taking the ends out for me. And I'm just going to, sometimes I think my eyes are off and I never see them right, so I just lay it down and make sure I'm within those marks, and I am. I always doubt myself when I'm doing that. And so, I'm not sure where I put it, because it's going to go. So when it's in the envelope, it's like that, and then I don't really want it to pick up. I might just might just stick it under there. That looks like a good idea. Just under there. Yep. Okay. Just gonna run a little bit of glue. There. Okay, and then when it's folded, you'll see it like that. It sits up. Thank you for your friendship. Alright, so inside, again, we're going to have a piece here. Alright, and for this one, I've just got a couple of little bits of lime on the bottom. So you can make a cup of tea, and this stamp says, "Thank you for your friendship." Take care of yourself, and I don't like that one. It's a bit, some of these sayings are a bit funny. I am going to get another saying. Just Greetings to remember. This is a new one that's coming out in the catalogue, so you can't order this till after May. And I'm going to put a nice big happy birthday in the same colour, which is Tahitian Tide. Isn't that a lovely name? Tahitian Tide, and it's a lovely colour. Isn't it beautiful? Lovely colour. Okay, so we're going to stick that down. Now we don't mind if the glue wants to be a little bit thick and running and heavy. Okay, so now again we've got a strip here, and we're going to put, I've got a little burr there. Must be time to change my cutting blades. Seem to go through them a bit. Now, I did tell you I found the strips. Here they are. It's quite thick, the strips, so you don't have to put them up too much. So, just pull the strip off. And cut it there. No, my room stunk quite a bit today because girls told me there was glue on the scissors, getting sticky. So I got that. My husband got some glue stuff because I couldn't. He told me methylated spirits, but that didn't work. And I put the glue stuff on, but it didn't work. So then he bought me some from the hardware shop, some glue cleaning. And oh man, it stinks. And all the girls will tell you I got no sense of smell, but that gave me a pain in the bum. Okay, and so again we've got, that gives us a nice little edge that will lift the lid up, and we can put that in there, and that's our card. Isn't that lovely? So that just flips up like that. Okay, so that's those ones with the envelope. So again, on the envelope I don't need to do anything because that envelope comes with the card. I like to put the inside piece in because I think that the cards are thinner, and I just think it's such pretty, it just makes it look more professional when it's done properly. So there's our cards. I hope you like them. Give me a thumbs up or a like or a love. Share if you know someone that's into carding. That's really cool. That would help make people more come watch me. And have a good week. Okay, bye. Oops. I went 1:13. Oh my goodness. I'll have to get better at getting faster. But then I did do, the two fun folds, and they take a bit longer, these ones, and my beautiful this one, even this one. Probably did, I get a bit too much, don't I? Okay, thanks guys. See ya. Bye.